Hey guys, welcome back. Let's talk about the lesson for today. The objective of this lesson is to solve equations that require multiple steps. Alright, so let's look at our first example. So it says solve 2 times q plus 11 equals 3. So you have two options, either divide by 2 or subtract 11. So you definitely do not want to divide or multiply on the first step, at least in this case, because you have adding. So if you have adding and subtraction first, you want to do that first. So I'm going to subtract 11 on both sides of my equation. So I'm going to do minus 11 here and then minus 11 on this side. So I'm going to cross out the 11s because positive 11 minus 11 equals 0. So now I can cross that out. And then on my other side, 3 minus 11 is actually negative 8. So bring down the equal sign and then bring down the 2q, which we haven't used. So now we can finally do that. Now we have 2 times q. So the opposite of times or multiplying by 2 is to divide by 2. So I'm going to divide by 2 on both sides of my equal sign. So let's do that. So 2 divided by 2. And then on my other side, negative 8 divided by 2. So the 2's are going to cross out because 2 divided by 2 is 1, but I don't need to put the 1. If it was a negative 1, I will put it. So that means that q equals negative 4. And that's all I had to do for this problem. Q equals negative 4. Let's look at our second example. So in this example, I have k plus 9 divided by 12 equals negative 2. So every time you have a fraction, you need to get rid of the fraction. So on the bottom I have a 12, so I need to get rid of that 12. So the 12, I'm dividing by 12, so the opposite of dividing by 12 is to multiply by 12. So that's why I'm going to multiply by 12 on both sides of my equation. So times 12 on this side, and then times 12 on the other side. So the neat thing about it is that on the left side you have 12 over 12, which means it's equal to 1. So they cross out, so I don't need those anymore. Now I bring down the k plus the 9, which I haven't used yet. Bring down the equal sign, and then I'm going to multiply negative 2 times 12, which is equal to negative 24. Now I have an easier equation. I have k plus 9, so now I can get rid of the 9. So the opposite of adding 9 is to subtract 9. So I'm going to subtract 9 on both sides of my equal sign. So negative 9, minus 9 on both sides. So the plus 9 and the minus 9 are going to cross out because that's equal to 0. So that allows me to bring down the k, bring down the equal sign, and then negative 24 minus 9 will give me negative 33. And that should be my answer. K equals negative 33. Let's look at our third example. So in this one says solve 6 times v plus 7 equals negative 5. Once again, when you have adding and multiplication at the same time, first thing you want to do is either subtract or add on both sides. So that's why we're going to subtract 7 on both sides of my equation. So I'm going to do minus 7 here and then minus 7 on the other side. So because once again we have 7, positive 7 minus 7, that's equal to 0, so we can cross it out. We don't need it anymore. And then we're going to bring down the things that we haven't used yet and also add negative 5 and negative 7. So negative 5 minus 7 should equal negative 12, and then bring down the 6v and the equal sign also. The next step is to divide by 6 on both sides. So 6 divided by 6 is 1, so that's why I can cross it out. And the v it's on its own now. And then negative 12 divided by 6 is negative 2. So my answer is v equals negative 2. Let's look at our fourth and last example. So we have negative 4 times j minus negative 4 divided by negative 6 equals negative 12. So once again, for this type of problems, you need to get rid of the fraction. So I need to get rid of the thing on the bottom. So I need to get rid of the -6. So I'm dividing by -6. So the opposite of dividing by -6 is to multiply by -6. So that's why I'm going to multiply both sides by -6. On the left side, you have -6 on the top and -6 on the bottom. We can cross those out because we get a +1. And we don't need to write down the 1. And then we need to bring down the rest of the things we haven't used. So -4 times j minus -4, and then equals 12 times -6. That will be equal to -72. Alright, so another thing that we need to look at is the fact that we have a minus a negative. So it's like saying negative times negative, or -1 times -4. So -1 times -4 will become a +4. So we're just going to rewrite this to make it look neater and simpler. So a negative times a negative becomes a positive. So let's just rewrite it. So -4 times j plus +4 equals -72. Now let's focus on try to solve the equation. So I'm not going to divide by -4. I need to get rid of the 4 first, the +4. So I need to do -4 on both sides of my equation. So -4 here, -4 there. So the +4 minus the 4 becomes 0. So I can cross them out. And I'm going to bring down the -4j equals -76. And then the last step, I have the -4 times the j. The opposite of multiplying by -4 is to divide by -4. So that's why on both sides I'm going to divide by -4. So the -4's on the left side are going to cross out because we get a 1. So bring down the j, bring down the equal sign, and then divide -76 by a -4. And the answer would be a positive because a negative divided by a negative is a positive. So j equals 19. And that's it. As always, in the assignments category, click on Notes 2.3 Example 1. It's going to open a Google form. It's going to be multiple choice. Some of the questions is asking you about what will you do in the first step. And other questions are asking you about what will you do in the first and second step. And then finally, the other type of questions is asking you for the actual answer. So that's all you have to do. As always, if you have any questions, please let me know and I'll be able to help you.